Well, this month, the Western New York chapter of the Alzheimer's Association is hosting an educational series for people with early-stage memory loss or dementia.
To tell us about the free 3-part program, we are joined by Maggie Myers, the Alzheimer's Association's Care and Support Program Manager. Maggie, thank you so much for being here this afternoon.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So you lead this series. Tell us what it's all about.
So this program is meant for people who are newly diagnosed with any form of dementia. So that can be early stage Alzheimer's, mild cognitive impairment, or MCI. So it's meant for them. It's an educational program that's also sort of a support group aspect to it, where they can connect with other people who are living with a diagnosis.
It's probably important, especially in the early stages, for people, either a loved one or a friend or something like that, family member. What are some things that people should be keeping an eye out for, or things that should maybe set off a red flag if they do notice change in behaviors, things like that?
Absolutely. So whether you are catching signs and symptoms in yourself or in your loved one, a lot of times that can be difficulty with communication. Communication changes is something that we often see as a symptom. Same with difficulty finding words, finishing sentences, having conversations, a lot of that dialogue. A lot of times people start to have difficulty with reading, writing, decision making, a lot of that cognitive aspect of life.
When it comes to, the early stages, what are some of the most common questions you hear?
Where do I start? What do I do? A lot of times people will see these symptoms in their loved one or in themselves. They'll go to a neurologist or their primary care physician. They'll either get a diagnosis or get some information, and then they're kind of sent on their way. So people will come to us and say, where do I start? So that's kind of where this program comes into play. We'll go over what to do now, what resources are available in the community, what pinpoints can we give you to help live your life to the fullest with dementia or Alzheimer's.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because so much of the focus is, as it should be, on the Alzheimer's or dementia patient. Not as much focus, and it certainly should be, on the people who care for them. Because
Absolutely.
and that's one of the, and just for full disclosure, I am a board member of the Alzheimer's Association of Western New York, proud to be a part of that. So many people don't know that the Alzheimer's Association has that kind of resources for not only the people with dementia and Alzheimer's, but the caregivers.
Absolutely. We have caregiver support groups, education programs, tons of different resources and services that some people just aren't aware of.
And you mentioned support, and that's also what this series is meant for, right? Having that support among the group. Why is that so important? What difference does that make?
Well, when you're given a diagnosis or you're experiencing these scary symptoms, you feel so alone. And your spouse, your friends, your family can feel so alone and not know what to do. So just knowing that there are other people in a similar circumstance that you're going through that are there in a group setting, that are supporting you, and you're able to support them, it gives people that sense of community and safety.
Yeah. Okay, when do these start, and how do people sign up?
So the first class, it's a 3-part series. The first class is January 11th, and the following 2 will be January 18th and 25th. You can call us at 716-626-0600, extension 313 to register. If you don't know if this program is right for you, still call us. We can connect you to whatever services are appropriate.
And it's great because this program is free, right?
Absolutely.
If people can't make the first one, can they still go to the others, or do you need to make it to all 3?
Absolutely. And if you can't make it in person, we're also offering it on Zoom. So if it's a little bit of a drive for you to get to our office, we're just trying to make it as accessible as possible.
Excellent. All right, Maggie, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
And we, of course, will have this information on our website, WIVB.com.